What's going on, guys? It's Nick here, back with another fantasy football video. Mock draft Monday time. We got a 12-team standard scoring because I heard some people request it, even though I prefer PPR. I know some of you out there are still in the dinosaur years using some standard scoring, so we'll use that. Not exactly full yet. There's 4 more spots, but maybe it'll fill up. I only have a minute. You guys have been asking a little bit about the subscriber leagues. Not done planning it yet. I'll put a little bit in the description down below if you want to read. I'll write a little thing up. But basically, I'm thinking 4 12-team subscriber leagues for any of you guys, and I'll make the announcement. I don't know. During a video this week, I think I'll make an announcement for that. There's going to be an email. Check the description box for the email. All you got to do to apply for it is send an email to that email. Just send an email and say, hey, I want to be in a subscriber league. They're all going to be PPR scoring, 12-team. Just to make it easy, just send an email, be like, I want to be in one of the subscriber leagues. And it's not my email. Do not send me a million emails from the one you see on the channel. It's going to be an email especially for that. But I'll be updating you guys in some videos. And then if you're in the private chat, there's going to be two leagues just for people in the private chat. So you have a better chance of being in one of those. And then you guys have already started leagues in the private chat anyways. Again, if you want to be in the private chat, go to the website, become a premium member. You'll be in the private chat, and you get access to our premium rankings. But let's start this off, and I think it's basically going to come down to, is this guy going to take Zeke? It's a computer, though, which is unfortunate. But haven't given my take on Zeke's situation yet. I personally think it's either going to be no suspension or 1 game or 2 games. I can't see it being more than 2 games, though, is my thing. So if I am at 4 and Zeke's still available at this point right now, I'm taking him, especially in standard scoring. In PPR, I think we can go Brown. But this is standard, so the pick here is Brown. I don't really see an argument for anyone else, so I don't want to go over it at all. It's going to be Brown. But some of you have been asking me about Zeke, and I'm still ranking it David Johnson, Le'Veon Bell, Zeke in standard. If it's a 2-game suspension, I'm moving Zeke behind the big 3 wide receivers. If it's a 1-game suspension, I'm keeping Zeke where he is in standard. In PPR, I'll make the case for moving him back. But here's the thing, like, even if it's 1 game or 2 games, say it's 2 games, you're not taking a 0. You're going to add up at the end of the year Ezekiel Elliott's numbers plus whatever you got, filling it in. Maybe it's your, like, 7th round pick, would probably be like your 3rd running back. So take that for 2 weeks plus what he does for the rest. You're not taking a 0. You don't automatically lose. Like, it's not like he just hurt and he's done for the year. Like, it's a 2-game suspension maybe. So it all depends on the suspension, and we will know before the end of the playoffs. I certainly hope we'll know for that at the end of the playoffs. The end of the preseason, I'm pretty sure we're going to know at least during the preseason. So it all depends on when you're drafting. But after me, it went Odell, Julio, so the normal 6. Then Melvin Gordon, way too early. Told you guys, he's climbing. He's only up at 7. McCoy, Freeman, AJ Green, Mike Evans. So this is a standard scoring league, and you guys have seen my charts. They show running backs are much more valuable to hit on in a standard scoring league. So, oh, almost didn't do it, guys. I'm gonna hide the players. So we're targeting running back. Ajayi, Howard, Murray would be nice. Will they happen? Most likely, no. They will not be on our team because they'll be taken. Other guys we're targeting in the 3rd round, we're targeting Crowell, but I'm not crazy about Gurley on in the 2nd round. I think that's a little iffy. It might be a little bit early. Like, Gurley did not grade out exceptionally well last season. We'll leave it at that. But I love Howard and I love DeMarco. But there's just no way they're gonna be there. I feel like we'll see if they come out. I love Michael Thomas as well. Who are the wide receivers? Still Ty, Dez, Cooper, Baldwin. See, I like I don't think most of them will be there, but I'll take Doug Baldwin. I'll take Doug Baldwin at the end here, and then Crowell if we can get that. If not, I'm not sure. I mean, I'll obviously take Dez, but he probably will be taken. I guess next we'd be looking Demarius and Hopkins. I have them right next to each other in the rankings. I'm just not on Alshon. Allen Robinson would be fine in the 3rd round, but again, we're looking at the 2nd round pick. So it all depends. All depends who gets taken here. Not ideal. I kind of I thought I liked the 4 pick, but it's currently Jordan Howard or yeah, Howard got. I thought Fournette just got taken before Howard. I didn't see Howard got taken there. Okay. Marshawn. Okay, so we can get Dez or Baldwin. That's interesting. Ugh. And we're probably not going to get Crowell with the next one, though. But we can't take him in the 2nd round. That's too much risk. It's Dez or it's Baldwin. I love Doug Baldwin, but for me, if this is a standard scoring league and Dez Bryant has 18 touchdown upside, and he was dominant when he was healthy, especially in watch the playoff games last year, I think you got to just put Antonio Brown and Dez on your team. I really want Crowell, but I don't think he's going to make it to our next pick. But we got to find a running back, unless we're not going to reach, but we got to find one. So I like Mixon. Ty Montgomery is good, but he's not the greatest standard play. He's not bad. He's not bad in standard. I'm still off of Lamar Miller, even with this like Donta Foreman. I have no idea what's happening with that. I'm pretty sure he'll be fine, though. It wasn't his weed. The firearm was registered and being carried properly. It wasn't, like, nothing's going to happen from this. So it's really just, is he good? I mean, that's what it's going to come down to. Is he any good? And we don't know yet, really. I mean, it's tough to grade rookies. Wow, Gillislee is high. AP is way too high. I like Dalvin Cook if we can get him in the 4th round. Blunt wouldn't be horrible in the 4th. But again, we're looking for someone in the 3rd, and I don't see a ton of 3rd round picks there. Okay. So we can take Mixon. If it was a PPR league, I'd contemplate Kelsey. But I think a lot of these wide receivers are similar. I do love Demaryius and Hopkins this year, their value, but we just can't. I don't think we can do that. Because I really think Mixon, yeah, this is like the final tier of guys I really like. So we'll take Mixon there. I don't think that's a reach. I think this is right at the cap of where he should be going. But I don't think it's a reach at all. I mean, I think he's clearly, watch preseason, he's going to be the clear-cut #1. And I'm not scared of like Bernard coming in and taking receptions. Like, come on. He's not going to. So who are we targeting? I would really like Dalvin Cook. I'd like Gillislee. Not sure he might be there, but I don't think he will. Gillislee we're targeting. Dalvin Cook we're targeting. Listen, I hate Blunt, but they have the #1 projected offensive line. I don't think that'll happen. I think it'll still be like top 5. But they're projected Pro Football Focus #1 right now. And historically, they've used one back when they get to the red zone. Like, you know how some teams kind of divvy it up? Like, oh, it'll be you today. Oh, it'll be you after this. Like, they historically, at least in recent years, have used one guy. So, as much as I don't think he's good at all, when you're running behind a great offensive line and you're going to be used, it's kind of like the Latavius Murray effect. Like, Latavius Murray is not good at all. But he got a ton of touchdowns. And he got opportunity last year because he's running behind a great offensive line. So, is that going to happen to Blunt again? I mean, we know they're going to use him in the red zone. Who else are they going to use? I don't know. I just don't like him. Like, I typically don't pick him, and I'm probably not going to pick him. But I was just giving you the take on you can take him. But I just don't draft him because he's not good. Also, Derrick Henry's going too early. He is still a backup. And we should not be drafting backups in the 5th round. Just a little heads up there. We could take a wide receiver if one fell. That would be obviously Hopkins, Demaryius, Watkins, Alshon, Crabtree would probably be it. That'd probably be the only guys that I would say could fall to us. But for running backs, Ware is interesting, but I like Kareem Hunt. I like how he looks. I like that Andy Reid took him so early. And historically, Andy Reid doesn't just like flip-flop. Like, if a guy's been good, he's going to use him. And if Hunt wins the job, which, I mean, you'd think he likes him. He spent a 3rd-round pick. If Hunt wins the job, they're going to use him. And then this Spencer Ware pick in the 4th round comes a dud, so which is something I'm a little scared of. I'm not overly concerned about Joe Williams for Carlos Hyde. I don't personally think he looks that great. I think he's an old rookie. I'm really not sure about that. I think he's like an older rookie because didn't he like retire for like a year or two or something? I don't know. He retired, I think, and then he came back. But McCaffrey, I don't know. Fine. He's a better PPR play. I think he's fine. But I don't think you can project him for very many touchdowns at all, which is literally all you have to think about in standard scoring. I mean, it's who got more touchdowns. That's who wins each week. Which is why, like, Dalvin Cook, his floor is horrible because there's a chance that, what's his name? McKinnon. Jerick McKinnon's used on 3rd downs, and they bring in Lat for goal line. Personally, I don't think Lat's good at all, and I think they'll realize that. So I don't think Lat's an issue, but then McKinnon's a slight issue. But I think that if he looks really good, which, like, there's a difference, like his college tape versus his combine tape. If he shows up and he's his combine tape, well, we have an issue, and he's probably not a good pick in the 4th round. But if he shows up and he looked like he did in college, they're probably going to use him a bunch, and I think that offense as a whole is going to have some positive regression. They got a bit unlucky last year, especially with injuries in the offensive line. So, okay. It's interesting. All these running backs fell. They only... So, we'll look. So, yeah. I don't want to take a wide receiver. I think we're good there. So, it's Dalvin Cook or it's Carlos Hyde. We can get another one after. Yeah, that's a tough call, actually. Because, again, Hyde... I might go Hyde. I'll go Hyde and just hope that Cook falls. Because I don't think Hyde's not going to fall. Yeah, we'll go Hyde. Because, again, I'm not overly concerned with Joe Williams. And I think there's been reports about every conversation. Like, oh, the coaches said that, like, if you're good, you'll fit the system. Then there's reports that it's like, oh, he doesn't fit the system. Listen, until we see it, I don't think we can say anything. I think he's the best running back on that team, and injuries are a concern, but if he's going to get all the goal line, and again, it's the 49ers, so it's not like, all the goal line, yay, but he's going to get goal line, and it's standard, so I don't have to worry about the receptions, because I don't really care if a guy gets like 4 receptions for 20 yards. Like, that's only 2 points. I'd rather just get the touchdown upside, which I have to think. You have to think about that. In standard scoring, it's just touchdowns. And Hyde can get touchdowns, so... All these guys. Antonio, Dez, Mixon, Hyde. I'd actually say Mixon probably has the least touchdown upside, but I still think he has some touchdown upside. So obviously, we're looking Cook here. If we don't get him, I'm fine with Lacy. I'm fine with Perkins. I'm fine with Ingram. That's probably all I would look at in this next round. Abdullah. Where again, it's interesting. I feel like he's going to fall in a lot of drafts. I'd still take him ahead of Ware because, again, he was good before he had the concussion last year. It's like a split of 2 seasons. And there's the side that says, oh, he's back from the concussion. He'll be better, like he was in the beginning of the season. There's also a side that's, well, maybe he's not back from the concussion. Because remember, you never know with people in concussions. And maybe he just wasn't all that good. Like, he was just a little bit lucky. That's unfortunate. Okay. So now we got to choose. This is not a good situation to be in. We choose between all of these guys. Ingram has the most upside. It's Ingram or it's Lacy. And then I can wait. I can wait at wide receiver. So it's Ingram or Lacy. You guys saw... Did Ingram make the list in the predicting top 5 video? I don't remember. But I get that Adrian Peterson is really good. And if you want to take him in the 6th round, that's fine. But he's going in the 4th round. But who's to say AP doesn't get hurt again? And who's to say... How old is he? 32? I think. 31? I'm not sure. I still think Adrian Peterson's going to be great. But who's to say he doesn't get hurt? And if he does, Then all they have is Alvin Kamara as a third down guy and Ingram, who's graded out pretty good in the past couple seasons, and he's goes overlooked a lot. And again, I'm not worried about the receptions, even though he's been good in the reception department. So I think Ingram's a solid pick, a lot of upside. But now we've got Mixon, Hyde, Ingram. Are those safe running backs? No, not even a little bit. And again, I'm a more PPR drafter. I don't do standard much, but I don't know. Those picks, they're fine, and there's actually a lot of upside with these running backs and these wide receivers, but I'm definitely not safe at either position yet. So I want to get a safe player. I'll take one of the guys you guys know I like in the next round. It's the Tate, Diggs, Crowder, Snead, Macklin. Those are the guys I really like, which is why I'm okay targeting running backs early. And I would have taken a running back if he fell to me in the second or fell to me in the first, but I'm not going to reach on a running back. But that's why I'm okay taking him early, because there's so many guys in the mid-range for wide receivers that I like. Interesting that tight ends, I feel like that's falling a little bit. Jimmy Graham's not a bad play. I'm starting to warm up to him a little bit. Came back from the patella. He was very targeted in the red zone. I think only Rudolph was more targeted for tight ends, but he's heavily involved in the red zone. Wilson had a very down year because of injury, which I think directly attributes to Graham not having a fantastic season. Is he consistent? No, not even a little bit. But I don't think he's a bad pick. And this is a mock draft. I've already locked up my other position, so maybe we can see how our team turns out. I know Eifert is there, but I'm not a huge fan of Eifert. It's all touchdowns, and again, it's a standard, but like it's literally all touchdowns. Deshaun Jackson just went in the 6th round. So, because I think one of my wide receivers will fall to me, and I'm going to get at least one of my guys, and because I projection-wise have them so similar, I don't think I need both of them. So I'm going to take Jimmy Graham. And then I'm going to update my rankings, because I just took Graham over Eifert, and I think he's behind him in the rankings. Go away. That was my phone, not a person. Yeah, let's see. This is a mock draft. Let's see. I don't take tight ends early, but I don't think this is early. So I'm gonna update the premium rankings, because I think we can go Graham in the 6th round, thinking through it. Yeah. I'm good with that. I'm good with Graham in the 6th round. Could it not work out? Sure, but let's see. And honestly, like, yeah, I'm gonna get my pick at which one I like. And that was also asked to me, which do I like? Because I always say Diggs, Crowder, Snead in that order. I'm starting to warm up a little to both Crowder and Snead. Jameis just went in the 6th round. I still love Diggs. I still love all of them, but they're all PPR plays. Which is why I said, like, oh, in a PPR league, 5th and 6th round, if you can grab 2 of those guys, you won your league. And preferably for me, it's Crowder, Snead, if you can get them in the 5th and 6th round of PPR league. But obviously, they're not as good in standard, which is why I'm getting them in the 7th round, though. So, if I'm picking here, who has the most touchdown upside? I would say Snead, because Diggs is on the lowest scoring offense, and they're like all slot receivers, so that's not really something I should think about. Okay, there goes Snead. But I would say it's Snead, and then I'm not sure Crowder has more. I think they're the same, Crowder and Diggs, for touchdown projection. Who am I taking? I actually really like Sanders, though. Why is Sanders so low? Oh, that's interesting. I'm not sure what to do. I think Crowder. My gut's just telling me Crowder's just the play this year. I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to think about the touchdown projections for them, and then I'll update the rankings. Although, I'm recording this before I go on a fishing trip this weekend, so the rankings will not be updated. I leave in 2 hours, so I'm sorry I don't update the rankings much. I'm working like 60, 70 hours a week. So it's, I'm sorry. Let's look at our team. And also, if any of you happen to work for Fantasy Football Calculator, which I know none of you do, what are the roster settings? It doesn't tell you. Again, I'm assuming 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, like normal, you know, normal 4-point passing. But I like to see it, you know? I like to see my team. But right now, I guess we have Brown, Dez. Love that. Mixon, Hyde would probably be our 2 starting running backs. And then we'd start Graham and Crowder would probably be our flex over Ingram. But we got the depth. So we've got 3 wide and 3 high backs. We'll take best available. I do want to shore up this backfield, though, because, like, the injury concerns of Ingram and Hyde are up there. And obviously, Mixon's a rookie behind a terrible offensive line. So there's a lot of risk in those running backs. Perine's climbing. Oh, my God. Has he even... I don't think he's even been announced as starter yet. Why is he so high? There go all my favorite wide receivers. Again, Macklin. Love it. Love the value for Macklin. I was considering Macklin at that pick, but I think Crowder's a little bit better. Yep, we need a running back with the next pick. These are ugly options. Interesting to see Woodhead. I would take Woodhead with his next pick. Woodhead, was he on my, like, don't draft list? I don't remember. That's completely changed with Dixon going out for the year. But it doesn't mean he's going to be on more of my teams because I think in PPR leagues, Woodhead is literally going to be going in the 5th round. Now, I can't back that up by any evidence, and I have yet to do a PPR mock draft. I don't know if you guys think I do mock drafts all the time. I do the one a week for this video. Like, I don't have time to do any other ones. But I honestly think he's going to go in the 5th round now, which is nuts. I can't do that. Obviously, in standard like this, he's going to be going later. But I'll take him with this pick because Flacco's going to throw the ball more than any quarterback in the league, and Woodhead's going to catch a lot of them. And he's been using the red zone as his history in the league. I don't know how to say that. He's been using the red zone, whether it's on the Patriots, whether it's on Chargers. Couldn't say the word. He's been using the red zone. We need a different pick. So Kareem Hunt is literally why Kenneth Dixon's still there, but it's Kareem Hunt, and then it's a huge Duke Johnson. I might go Hunt and then Johnson. And I would look at the wide receivers, but I need to lock up some running backs because it gets ugly. And, like, you know how I released the RB0 strategy video? It's really only viable in PPR. Like, doing these mocks, you can't go wide receiver 0 in a standard scoring format. You just can't do it. You have to lock up some early running backs. And it's honestly risky going 2 wide receivers like this. Like, unless you do what I did or what D over here did, AJ Green and Michael Thomas. But then, look at what both of us did. 3 running backs. If you're going to take 2 wide receivers first 2 rounds in a standard scoring format, minimum 3 running backs in the next rounds. Because, like, you need one. You need one to hit. It's just, it's tough late in these rounds. Because in PPR, I can be like, oh, I'll take Marlon Mack. You know, I'll take a little Alvin Kamara. Take a little Theo. Obviously, some of these guys you could take as well that have already gone, but a lot of those guys are not as good. But I really want Duke Johnson with this next pick. Not sure why he's so low. Give you a little take. You guys have already seen, I'm assuming, Friday's video. Top 5 bounce back players. Duke Johnson make the list because there's a lot of talk that he is going to be the slot receiver. Which you're like, oh, well, this is a standard format. Why do we care about receptions? Because when you can make his projection 70 to 80 catches and you can play him at running back, now, again, can you play him at running back in week 5? I don't know. I don't know because we've already seen ESPN change the position on Ty Montgomery. So we saw how that value changed. Ty Montgomery as a wide receiver was like, I mean, did you really want to play him at wide receiver? But when we were like, oh, you can play him at running back, it's like, whoa, yes, please, you know? So if Duke Johnson is playing slot and in the 9th round, I can play him at running back. Sounds good to me. You know, what if I told you, and I said this in the video, what if I told you Willie Snead is a running back now? He's not going to play running back. What if I told you you can play him in the running back slot? In a PPR league, I am taking him, what, 3rd round? Like, it's so much more valuable because wide receivers get more points. Now, in a standard format, it doesn't change as much. But what was Duke Johnson before? He was a guy we can project for 80, 90 carries, 50 to 60 receptions, like 2 touchdowns because he's on the Browns. Now, if he plays slot, I'm not going to give him 0 rushes. Maybe he gets 30. Maybe he gets 2 carries a game. Like, maybe 30 carries. Great offensive line, so he'll do something with them. But a little bit more of a touchdown projection. But the receptions, I mean, what, like 70 to 90? I mean, 90 just seems a little bit much, but 70 to 80? And from a running back, I'll take it in the 9th round. So, there's the thing. You guys have already heard me say it. Other guys that went in here, I wouldn't touch Charles. I've heard reports that he's going to have a minimal role, if any. So, it's nothing or minimal. No. Rawls isn't good. Jamal Williams isn't a bad pick. But we should probably look at a quarterback. Now that I look, this guy's already taken 2 quarterbacks in the 9th round. Oh, it's a computer. I was gonna say, like, what are you doing? But everyone's taking a quarterback, so we shouldn't be too concerned with this round. Who's left? This is why we wait. We can take our pick. Rivers, Dak, Stafford, Eli, Tyrod. Give me any of them. I'll wait. I don't even need to take one this round. I'll wait because all these guys, he's got 2. He doesn't have 1, but I don't even know who I'd take. Rivers, Dak, Stafford. Maybe not take Dak. I lean to not stack because there's more risk each week in stacking. But I'll take Stafford or Rivers or Tyrod or Eli. I don't really care which one. So running backs. Jaquiz, Theo, Procise, Mac. What are the wide receivers looking like? Britt. Yeah, it's Britt. Can't see the time, so I had to click there fast. Definitely Kenny Britt. I don't know why it still says Cleveland. Never mind. Sorry. It says Cleveland because he's on Cleveland. I don't care that I took Duke Johnson and Kenny Britt. I think Kenny Britt is a steal in the 10th round. And he's more of a standard play than PPR anyways. I don't know why he's going so late. I thought he was going in like the 8th, 9th round, but definitely Kenny Britt. And that's over Corey Coleman, he was hurt. I don't know if he's back yet, but I also don't know if they've reported to camp yet. So I think he'll be fine to start the year. This is why we waited. I'm not going to risk waiting another round for a quarterback. So we'll just pick one. Rivers is a great pick, but his early schedule is brutal. So I think Stafford. Although I love Tyrod. Eli. I can wait another round. Do we take Procise? Do we take... Oh, God. We don't have enough time. Procise or Theo? Or Mac? Procise. I know this isn't a PPR league, but I question that pick. If I had more time. Let's just pretend I had more time. Definitely not anyone down there. Yeah, it's Mac or Theo. But Theo's never going to get the carries. Like, he's never going to have over 100 carries. Even if everyone dies like they did last year. Oof. Why do people draft, like, 2 quarterbacks? It's a 1-quarterback league. You know, like, that is the single biggest waste of a pick. If you guys haven't heard me say this before, drafting 2 quarterbacks in a 1-quarterback league is the single biggest waste of a pick that you can make. Also, Big Ben should not be going in the 8th round. Like, why? You have Tom Brady. Why are you taking Dak Prescott? Give me a week where you're going to play Dak over Brady. And if Brady gets hurt, just pick someone up for the week. You can stream quarterback and get... I got quarterback 6 last year. Did out the math. I got quarterback 6 production from streaming quarterback. I was streaming, like... I started with Kirk, and then I went... Mariota, Kaepernick, and it ended with Simeon. And you're like, well, gross. That's terrible. Nope, it was quarterback 6 with a 2-point week from Cap. Probably would have been quarterback 5 if he didn't do that. Or if I picked someone else that week. But it's so easy to stream quarterback. If you know what I'm talking about, streaming quarterback just means you pick someone up on free agency, you ride hot streaks, you look, oh, who's playing the Saints in the Superdome this week? I think I'm going to play them. Like, obviously, you can't do that every week because, you know, someone else who's really good, like Rodgers, might be playing there and you can't pick him up. But just look at matchups. And I'm going to be telling you guys during the year. Still don't know about that stuff. I have absolutely no idea what we're doing during the year. But if you're in the chat, I promise you, we'll be telling you who to stream. I'll be telling you DFS plays. So, I don't know. I don't get why every team is doing it. And the one team that doesn't do it, I guess there's multiple teams, but the one team that doesn't do it is the team that picked Big Ben, who is the one person that'd be like, okay, maybe you should draft a backup because you can't play him on the road and he's super injury prone. But you're gonna draft Matt Stafford and Matt Ryan, or Cousins and Eli. Like, why? That's just a waste. Oh, what? Wentz Tyrod goes right before me. Well, I'm still fine with Dalton. Like, I would take Dalton. I don't like anyone else. I would stream. I'm actually curious who the 49ers are playing week 1. Let's go. Let's see. Because I'm curious. DFS is coming out soon. Oh, dang it. Play at Chiefs. That's not good. I was really hoping to start him in daily with like a Pierre Garçon stack. Whatever. I'm perfectly fine with Andy Dalton as my quarterback. Alvin Kamara. Nothing. Who are our running backs? Kareem Hunt, Duke, Procise. We got enough. We need wide receiver. Richard, Kevin White. If we're going upside, Kenny Stills, Marquise Lee, J.J. Nelson. No one else really. Okay, standard scoring league. Kevin White. I don't think that's a great pick by any means, but if we're going pure upside with this pick, it would have been Josh Doxson. Excuse me, the pick before. But Kevin White was drafted as an early first-round pick on a team that's going to be down a lot, and when he's been healthy, he showed great upside. 13th round. That's what we're looking for. We're not looking for Sterling Shepard, who's like the 5th option. We're not looking for O.J. Howard, who would need the greatest... And I should probably look at tight end. Just realized that. Who would need the greatest rookie season ever to hit value. It's like... I just don't get it. I don't know. We should probably glance at tight end now. Where'd my boy go? Oh, Austin Hooper's gone. Okay. But we're looking for Rudolph. 9th round. Okay. I've said all along 8th round is where we can take Rudolph. And I would take Hooper in the 13th round. So that was good value there. Take Hunter Henry in that round. Okay. Who's left? That's interesting. Well, I would not take Austin Hooper. Like, he's getting too much buzz now, I guess. Like, I was fine taking him, but that's after Ertz and Ebron. Why is he going before him? How can you do that? Ebron had 1 touchdown last year. He was very unlucky. Bolden's gone. Although I'm not rooting for him, because I'm not sure why I took the bet. I like Eric Ebron, but someone bet that Eric Ebron will be top 5. I said unlikely. So if he is top 5, I have to make a video in a dress and lipstick. That was the bet. And I took it, so I guess we'll draft him and then hope he stinks. Apparently is what we're going to do. Yeah, I think he donates to a charity if it doesn't. Who would I pick? Ertz or Ebron? Okay. Ertz is... No, it would be Ebron. Because Ertz had a lot of his production in week 17, and a lot of it is just he has huge weeks and then duds, and that's a lot of tight ends. But I think if you look at where Ertz finished last year, it was very skewed towards the greatest week ever in my opinion, because I like 20x'd my buy-in in DraftKings because I had 100% Ertz and what was his name? Burkhead. I should have won. I should have won $5,000. I should have, but I got really unlucky. Whatever. I made like 5 lineups and 2 of them went over 230, I think. Last round, again, you would have to draft a defense and kicker on like ESPN and stuff, but I don't on these. It'd be Stills. No one down there. Stills or a running back. Quick take on, so Alvin Kamara I like, but quick take on Booker. I'm not drafting him here because I think we need a little bit more depth at wide receiver. And I think Stills is part of that offense. Everyone was on Booker last year to be this like fantastic breakout. And his like college tape was great. So many analysts just loved him. His metrics were good. So it was like the analysts and the metric guys all love him. And then, you know, he fumbles on his like first carry, I think it was. And then he just doesn't perform that well. He has the chance. Everyone thinks, you know, now he's an amazing pick because Anderson goes down, but he kind of stinks it up. But it was honestly, like, what, a few bad games he had? And now he's done. Like, a few bad games, he's done. I mean, come on. Like, he was a rookie. And I don't believe the offensive line was that great. And it wasn't like Anderson did that great when he was there. So, where we were taking him, what? I don't know what he was last year. Maybe like an 8th round pick. Now he's going undrafted. I don't know. In a 12-team league, I think Devontae Booker should be drafted. Because it's not a bad offense. I don't know who their quarterback is right now, but it's not a bad offense. Go away. So, I like Alvin Kamara ahead of him in a PPR league. I think Burkhead should probably be on some teams. I don't think anyone else here. Aaron Jones, if you want to take a shot. But I don't think anyone else in there really deserves a pick. But I don't know. Like, if we thought Devontae Booker was so great of a pick last year, then what's different? Like, I heard, I don't remember who it was. I want to say it was either on the Pat Mayo Hour or on the Roto Underworld podcast. So, but I just don't remember which one. I think it was someone Matt Kelly had on. But someone said, imagine Devontae Booker is a rookie this year. What round's he going in? Now, you'd think, well, he'd be going later because he's a rookie. You know, he's got to learn the system. He's behind someone. But he's not. He's going later this year. And I get that he looked bad, but it was only in a few games, and he was a rookie. Like, imagine he's a rookie this year, and he's going in, like, the 10th round. So I think you're getting value on Booker, if you really do think about it, because he's the 2. I mean, they've already said, like, what's that called? Committee and stuff, but I don't know. I think he's a fine pick. Like, there's plenty of committees going on. Like, would I take him or Jeremy Hill? Well, I'd rather Booker, probably. Him or McFadden at Booker. Him or Deion Lewis, it's Booker. I'd take Jonathan Williams and DeAndre Washington probably ahead of him. In a PPR league, White or Booker? Probably Booker. Mack ahead of him. Foreman ahead of him. Joe Williams ahead of him. I'm not sure that man knows that Dixon's out for the year. I don't know. Just something to think about. Something to think about. So let's just run through the team one more time. Our starting lineup would be Antonio Brown, Des Bryant. We got Joe Mixon and Hyde. Jimmy Graham, quarterback Dalton. Crowder in the flex. And then we've got Ingram, Kareem Hunt, Duke Johnson, Kenny Britt, Procise, Kevin White, and Stills. Oh. I didn't know. Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay. So, I messed up on the Ebron pick. And for some reason, in the back of my mind, I was like, don't I already have a tight end? I'd forgot that we had taken a tight end. So, if I was thinking, I still am not sure there's really many options at that point. But if I was thinking properly, we wouldn't have taken Ebron. To be honest, on ESPN, we would have had to have taken defense and kicker. So we can disregard these last 2. I probably would have taken Stills and then maybe just like a shot on, I don't know. Maybe it would have been Booker. But maybe Lee. I don't know. It probably would have been Booker. Or J.J. Nelson, maybe. Maybe J.J. Nelson would have been the pick. I forgot about that. Yeah. So we don't take 2 tight ends ever. We never take 2 tight ends. I just happened to forget. So that's the end of the mock draft. I don't think it's a bad team. I really like the top end wide receivers. If they stay healthy, they're gonna carry the team. We just got to hit on a running back. It's not the best team ever by any means, but it's a 12-team league also. And I thought I liked this pick, but in standard scoring, I feel as though you want 2 or 3, or in this like 10 to 12 kind of range, 9, 10, 12 range. I feel like that's a little bit more preferred. But anyways, that's the end of the video. Hope you did enjoy. If you did, how about we hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. Thanks for watching.